The reality is this joke, this dogs and cats, they're eating our dogs and cats thing, it's turned into a real thing. Meaning it hasn't turned into a real problem. It's turned into a real issue that has, it's turned into a real fake issue that has created problems for this community in Ohio. Yeah. And as I told you when it first hit, and we still were playing it for laughs because it's so absurd. I mean, it's absolutely comical. I said the one thing that we should keep in mind is that this actually is an agenda item that they want you to pay attention to in MAGA land, and that's essentially the immigrant issue. And however they've got to get you talking about it, they want you talking about it. They want you thinking about it. And so even though this is absurd and it's laughably crazy to bring it up in a debate the way he did, the continued ripple effect and the J.D. Vance doubling down and then Trump doubling down the next day gets you talking about this immigrant issue. And that is an agenda item for them, a top agenda item for them. And I want to run the Pete Buttigieg comment on this. Buttigieg essentially said what I was saying. But I thought he said it, as usual, more articulately and in a more focused fashion. So here's a little bit of Buttigieg and what he said on the dogs and cats issue.
This is a strategy. And there's even more to it than demonizing immigrants, although that's obviously part of what he's doing. This is a strategy to get us talking about the latest crazy thing that he did, whatever urban legend he amplifies. Right now, it's about people eating cats or geese or whatever, because he cannot afford for us to be talking about his record. He doesn't want us talking about the fact that we lost manufacturing jobs on his watch, even before COVID. Which is why the United Auto Workers are against him. He doesn't want us talking about the fact that his main economic policy promise he actually kept was to cut taxes for the rich. He doesn't want us talking about how he demolished the right to choose in this country, that he's the reason that even IVF could be banned in many places in this country. The last thing he wants us to do is to talk about his record or his agenda. So what he wants us talking about is whatever crazy nonsense he can thrust into the center of the internet and the media conversation.
And that's just brilliant. And honestly, that takes it to another level of clever, crazy like a fox type stuff. You know what I mean? Where it's not just about getting them to, meaning voters, to talk about this immigrant issue. It's about really getting them to talk about things and focus on things that aren't associated with my, Donald Trump's, record and my own inability to do the job. So I thought that was really an improvement, if you want to think of it that way, on my analysis, which was associated with getting people to, focus on this immigrant issue. But sadly, this Haitian community has been put upon in so many brutal ways now. I mean, they've been overrun. They've had to close government buildings there. They've had to shut down basic business in schools and, as I say, in government institutions there in this small town. Isn't that right, Kim? I mean, they've really had everything's been locked down, thrown onto its side. Yeah, they've been locked down there.
There have been some, on the positive side, there have been some pictures posted of people in Springfield going to Haitian restaurants that are in this area they're trying to support the people, saying, we know this is not true. We're here for you, type of thing, and supporting their businesses. So there is that. But this whole thing, this target on the back of this small community seems pretty unfair. To what you were saying before, though, imagine that you were able to control the conversation that America is having, that you're able to have that much power over what we're talking about every day and what we're thinking and what the memes all over the internet are. Like all of this whole national conversation, we're talking about what you want us to talk about. That's powerful.
You're right. You're right. It's tremendous power. And, he's good copy, Donald Trump, but he also says stuff that is outrageous, and that takes good copy to another level. And you're right. It helps dictate the conversation. Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.